Hello, so today I'm gonna show you how to create a landing page or a page like this that should exactly look like this using Elementor in WordPress. I already have this design is made in Figma. I have all the files already downloaded and the necessary font, which is the layout. Then I already downloaded and exported all the images, so we can start working right away with the website. What we need is any theme, as long as you install. I have here a clean website which has the default 2021. Then the plugins, just Elementor and Elementor Pro. I suggest to get Elementor Pro if you can, so you can have extra widgets. Now let's proceed. So let's create a new page where we will put the landing page or the design page. Demo. Let's call it demo. And now we click edit with Elementor, so we can start. In order for us to have a full width layout, we need to do something first. So first, let's go to settings, then the page layout. Select canvas so that you will be having a full width regardless of the layout. Now the issue is it still has the green background. By default, let's set it to white. To do that, just go to the settings of the page, then here click the menu button here in the upper left side, then click site settings. We will be setting up the necessary colors and fonts needed to make the page or your website exactly as the design. So first, let's go here to the background first. Then let's click the classic, so we can set it to white. Now we have a white background. Let's go back to the site settings, then let's set the fonts first. Here you can see the different fonts that we'll be using since the design has later. So let's set it first here so that we don't need to set one by one to each of the elements that we'll be using. That one. Then the global colors, let's set it as well. The primary colors of this website is this one. I'm gonna set it there. Then let's set also the accent. Then I also have the text color. This way you don't need to change each time. Just you might be needing to change if the design is different. So what we're gonna do is we go to typography. Let's set the text color here as well. Then with the heading, let's just set everything here in later, because sometimes it will still go with the default. So let's just set it here. And go on. Then I also have a font for the text. I mean for the link. So what we're gonna do is we set the highlight here, and with the heading colors, we need to specify it to make the development easier. And I think we're good, so let's update it now. And one more thing, let's also update the buttons. Say for example, I think the button background is have this. We can just select from here, so then the buttons has radius. Then with the hover, let's just say the text color here is white, so let's also create a new global for white. From the hover, let's say it changed to this, and the background is now transparent, yeah, with a border now with one, and with the primary color of border. Let's just put border here, I think. to make it the same, and we're good to go, I believe. Once you've set everything up, you're gonna click that one. Now we can start building the website based on this one. So we're gonna create the first part first, this first area. Then from there, you're gonna go to style, then background type, select the image here, and it's already uploaded, so that's what we're gonna use. Then afterwards, the repeat, let's set it on a repeat, then the size is cover. The one more thing is in the layout, let's set it to fit to screen, the height fit to screen. Now we have it already. We add one inner section. As you can see in the design, there's a header here. Let's make two inner sections so that they are different. Now let's put the heading from the design. We just paste this and set the color to white. As you can see, it is different. It's already highlighted because I added a class here wherein I also added a CSS page. You can do this if you're just editing one page. So add CSS. What you're gonna do is settings, the page, lower left, then advanced, then paste your CSS here. You can also paste it if you're using child theme in the style CSS. You can also put it in the customizer. So let's proceed. Add the image to the right. So let's set this to full, the size. Now let's select the image. From there, we can also add the button. Now since the button is different from the default, so we're gonna edit so that it looks like this. Now pre-analysis. Then in the style, let's put the background to transparent, and the border color, let's set to 1, then it's white. So let's just fix the hover. So let's say the color is white, the background is the primary, and the border color is the primary. That way it will be distinguishable. Now as you can see, the design here on the Figma, it has a drop shadow. Now let's add drop shadow as well to the font, the header. So to do that, just select the style of the heading, then text shadow. By default it will be added there. Now let's fix the spacing, because as you can see here, there's a gap between the two. Say for example, let's add a margin at the top. So let's unlink the value and just add a little bit of padding margin here. So I'll say 20. From there, you can now add the logo. So let's add the header part. To do that, let's add intersection here first. So this is why we need two different intersections. So set it to 4. So this will go for our logo. Now we have our logo. Let's set it left. Let's check the design first. It has a menu and 2 buttons there. What we can do is we just use 2 inner columns. Let's just add the menu here first. Let's use the nav menu. In the image, let's go to advanced, And positioning, let's set it to inline. They will occupy the same line. Same goes with the navigation. So let's set it to inline. There will be no space with each other. We select the edit column. Then in the horizontal align, we set it to space around or evenly, or I think this one, space in between. Now on the right side, as you can see in the design, it has two buttons. Let's create the buttons here. Buttons. The same, the positioning will be inline, auto. Let's duplicate it so that we have two buttons here. Let's change the text based on the design. Pricing and talk to a human. Pricing, this one is pricing. Then talk to a human. Let's add a space here. Let's give them a margin, 20 margin, and let's edit the column here. It is smaller compared to the last one, so let's just set 15. Let's go and create the menu first. Let's just update and appearance and menus. Let's name it main menu, and let's just put the custom links and name it accordingly. About us, our services, FAQ and case studies. Products, our services, case studies. Now let's save the menu and return to the page. Let's refresh it first so that you can see the menu already. Once loaded, you can see, let's edit the text of the menu. Based on the design, it's white, little white. Let's check the color here. Font is white, yeah, right. Then weight is 700, so let's do that. And here the pointer, select none. We'll be able to remove the pointer. Now if you check the design, there's a gap between the header and the heading here. We need to add margin, say 200. From there, let's put the section and the column position to top, that the menu will stay at the top. Now we need to do something for the button, because I think for some reason the button's hover effect is not there. What we're gonna do is edit it one by one. Let's see if we can do it. Now the hover, say the color is white. Hover, let's set it to transparent. Just copy, then paste the design. Then from there, let's add a margin to the left. Just add 20. If you check the design, the button is way bigger. Let's edit it as well. Let's add more padding to it. Let's add padding to the button. So let's unset it first. Then the top, based on the design, the top padding is just 10. Bottom is 10. Then the left and the right is 20. Or let's set it 40. Now let's do the same here. Padding 0, 10, 10, 40, 40. we want the logo area to stick when we scroll down. To do that, just select the intersection, the sticky, set it up, then just leave as is. So that way when we scroll, the header menu will always be there. That's the first area. And let's preview our website. Let's compare. So let's continue. Since we finished the header already, part of the website, let's proceed it to the other part. As you can see here in the Figma design, we need to create the next sections here. So let's create it by adding a new section here. Then from there, let's add a column. So let's make 2 columns. Then afterwards, let's copy the text here. Just copy the text quickly. So let's just leave the padding and let's paste it. And let's make sure it's in lato. Yeah, it's in lato. And let's set the weight to bold and black. Let's add a new global color here, black, since it's black in the design. Then afterwards, let's add a margin based in Figma, 120 top and 70 bottom. So let's unlink. Then let's create the remaining of the section here. So in this one, we are gonna use the image box so that it's easier for us to do. Let's add inner section here for our image box. So since we have 4, and let's select image box. So I already have the images uploaded, so paste the text. Let me just grab the text here, and let's remove the description. Let's update the image position. Now let's update the color. The black color of the website is this one. So let's create another one, and let's set the text to 14 and weight leave as is. And after that, let's update the vertical align to middle, and with the image, let's increase it to 52. Let's just duplicate, transfer it to the right side, upload the other image to match the design. I'll just copy the text from the design. Now that we already have this, now let's just duplicate it. You can have the design together with the last image here. Let's add the images below. You can just simply add a new section. Then let's add a gallery. This one, not the basic one, just the gallery. Let's upload the images here. Create new gallery. Then let's sort it out the way it should be. It should be good. And let's set here the grade to 5. Then the media file, let's set it to 21 by 9. Then just set it to custom, then leave it empty. The overlay, leave it as is, and let's have a look. So basically, over here, let's remove the color. So to remove the color, just simply put it that way. And yeah, that should be it in this section. And let's just update it. Let's continue by creating the about us section here. Let's add a new section with 190 margin top based on the design, and add a new column. Then on the right column, edit style, then background type, set it to the image here. Then from that, update the repeat to none, and size to cover. That way we make sure it will be the entire section. So don't forget to add a spacer. We need it so that it will occupy the entirety of it. Now let's add the heading here based on the content. Let me just grab it. Now with the color based on Figma. Then let me just copy the text over. And text editor, let me just paste. Set up that's correct. And let me just add the button here with the text more about us. And let's add a little bit of margin here at the top. Let's just fix that button later on. Let's add 30. And now let's compare it to the design. So the right column is much larger. Let's set this one to just 45. Then the editor, text editor, right click it, then advanced, then positioning, the width, put it custom, then percent, set it on 80 or 90. And now yeah, it's much closer to the design here. Let's continue by adding the services area. Let's add a new section with 114 margin top based on the design. Let's add a heading here first for our services heading. Set it to center, then the color the same as this one. So let's just create a global heading color here. Heading colors. Let's add a intersection. So heading as usual. Heading colors. Let's update the font size to 28, bold. So from there, as you can see in the design, it has a checklist. So to do that, let's add an icon. Let's create select icon list. We can remove the text. Then afterwards, the icon, let's update the size to 16. You can just duplicate the rest to how many you needed here, and let's increase the space between, so that we can base it from the design a little bit. Now on the right side, we need to add a background here first. Let's select the one from the design, the shape. We need to set it to repeat none, then size cover. And let's add the image, supposed to be image used here. So once you're done with that, it should be the same. We just add 50 margin to top here. Let's add a button here. With the text learn more. Let's set it to position line. Then after that, let's remove the background here. Background. Then the text color to the primary. And in the hover, let's put the text color to white. Then with the background color to the primary as well. And let's duplicate it. Then on the second button, let's add a margin to the left. Just set it to 10. And let's change the text to contact us. And in here, let's revert it. The text will be white. Then background color to the primary. Now on the hover, let's put the text color to primary. Background color to transparent, so that it looks the same. Duplicate the new one here. Duplicate. Since the design, the next service is on the right side, so we can just drag it. So to drag, just click here, steady click, then transfer to here. So same goes to this one. So since the third one is the same, so let's just duplicate it. Let's drag it up here, so that the sequence will be the same and the design. Let's continue by adding the get phrase analysis with a form here. Let's add a new section with a margin top of 90 based on the design. Let's set the section background. Set the color background. Then on the padding, let's set the padding to 70 top and bottom based on the design as well. And let's add a new column here. Then once we add a new column, let's set the structure of the section to 33 and 66. Let me just add the image on the right. Set it to full and select. Now that we have it, let's put the heading here. So this one is white. Set it to heading 3. Once we have it, you can then add a form. To add a form, just search for form, then use the one that comes with Elementor. Email, then your name. Change the placeholder to your name. Then the email, change to your working email. And the message, let's replace it with text. Then with your website URL. Then the placeholder will be https://yoursite.com. Now let's fix the layout first. Let's set the name and email to just column width of 50, both of them to be the same with the design. Buttons, I mean. Set it to right with a text of get a free analysis, and from there let's make this update to the style, to the field. Let's make the text color white and the background to this, so that it matches the design. With the border with the one, let's remain it. And the buttons, let's just add hover effect to it. on hover, let's transparent it. So from that, let's add padding to the column here, and let's make the padding 0 first. Let's unlink, then add 45 except for the top. So let's just reduce a bit the image size so that it will match the design, and just make it a little bit, and set it to middle. Let's continue adding the FAQ. Let's add a new section with 2 columns. No, let's just put it one first, and let's add margin to it based on the design, and the design is margin is 130, and afterwards let's add the heading first. Heading, let's just copy this one so that it will be the same. Then let's just replace it with frequently asked questions and align it to the left. Then let's add an intersection to go with our design for the FAQ part of the website here. And let's add the image here and fold. Then let me just upload the image. Then afterwards, let's add the FAQ now. Let's use the toggle, this one, and let's update the icons. The icon is plus, then the active is minus. Then let's update the color of the title to be the same as the heading. An active color, let's remain it as is. Then with the icon, let's update it to be the primary, and let's add spacing in the icon. Let's just set it to 15. So that's how you add a frequently asked question. So let's just duplicate it as many as you want to answer all the questions from your customers or visitors. Let me just add content. Just update the typography to 16 to match the design from the Figma. So let's just add a discover more here. So to easily do that, let's find a button here. So this button, let's make this one the global one. So I'll just update this one, the text color to be primary, then the background will be transparent. Then let's copy that one and paste it in the frequently asked questions, and let's update the text to discover more. Then here in the icon, let's select the icon from here. Then let's put the arrow right, and let's make it before, after. Then the spacing, let's update it a bit to match the design. So there we have it. So let's add our client's case studies here. So to do that, let's create a new one, and let's set the background and in the advanced, let's add 40 margin top, then padding top and bottom to 80. Let's go ahead, duplicate header or copy it, then paste, then let's just replace it based on the text here. Now let's create the intersection and the design here. So to do that, let's add intersection, then just remain it as is. Let's just add the appropriate margin and padding here. So in the margin, let's add 15 right and left. For the padding, make sure to unlink it first, then top, let's set it to 92, then right 40, then at the bottom let's add 159 and left 40. This is based on the design, so I just copied it. So in the style, let's add a white background here, then afterwards let's add a border solid, then the color based on the design is this one, and the border radius set to 4, and let's add back shadow as well. The back shadow color is this one based on the design. So let's go ahead and copy the text over. So let's add a new heading 4, and the color change to the heading colors, and let's update the font size to be 14 based on the design here, and yeah, remain as is. Then let's add a new divider here, then the color, let's update it to be this one, and let's just add the text and update it. The size will be 16 pixels, and we already have the design here, so must be the same already. So let's just duplicate it. So to do that, let's just delete this one first, then duplicate to make it 3, and let's just update the third one since the first and the third one has the same design. So let's just copy it first. With the second one, let's add the background here to make it the same as the design, and in the background overlay, set it to black, then the opacity set it to 0.5 as well. Then let's just update the colors here to be white. Just update the background here, set it to no repeat, and cover. Now to continue with our benefits, let's go ahead and add a new section here. The padding on top and bottom is 70. So as usual, let's copy the heading, then paste it, and put it our benefits here, the title, then set to center. Then after that, let's add an intersection here. So add a new column so that it will be 3. And with this one, what we can do is we can add a image box based on the design here, and let me just upload the image that's supposed to be here. And let me just update first the text, and let's go update the styles here. So in the style, let's go over to the content and set the color of the title to the heading colors, and the typography, let's update it to be 20, and let's go ahead to hover, the hover advanced, then padding, add 40. Let's update first the content, then to make it the same as the design, update the description to 14. Then hover again to advance, then border, add solid in the border type, select solid, then width 1 to the entirety of it, then the color will be from the design, and with a border radius of 4, so it should be the same as the design now. And before doing the rest, let me just upload the image here first. So go ahead and upload, and once finished, select the column, then vertical align middle. Afterwards, let's copy or duplicate the rest so that it will be the same as the design. So over here, do the same. We are gonna add hover effect here, so go ahead, select an image box, click advance, and border. Then afterwards, let's go to hover and just remain it as is, but add a back shadow. Then use the color based on the design over here. Then let's adjust a bit the vertical to 8, then the blurry to 10, and spread to 3, so that it will be the same as the design. So we have this now. So what we're gonna do is just copy, then right click the others and paste style, paste style, paste style, paste style, paste style. So everything here is a hover effect now. So let's just update that one. Continue with our pricing over here, and we're almost done. In the flexible pricing, still the same. To make it easier, let's just duplicate this one, delete this first, then let's update the heading based on the design here. Let me just copy. Then afterwards, let's add a new intersection and just remain it 2 first, then select an element named price table over here, this one. Let's name the title here basic based on the design. So let's populate the content first, so no description. And in the pricing, let's make it use dollars as if then on the price here, let's copy the design, so 24, put that, then month. This way the month will be above the price, since that's the way it should be. Let's do it that way. Elementor will automatically make the month above the price. So the period, let's remove it since we don't need it. And in the features, let's just copy the one from the design, which advanced analytics, check mark here. So let's just duplicate it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last two will be the wrong, which times the footer. Let's update the button to choose plan, and let's remove it since we don't need this one. The ribbon, let's remove it for now. which we really don't need it. Then let's hover to style. Let's go over to then the header. Let's copy the one from the design. So basically transparent. And the title, let's make the heading colors here. The typography, let's update it based on the design. So it's 28. Remain as is. Let's go over to the pricing. The color, let's make it the primary. Then let's go to features. Let's update the features. The color, let's make it the heading colors. Let's just change it, the color to this one, so that it doesn't have a divider. Then in the footer, let's update the color to the primary. Then the background type to transparent here to make it the same as the design, and the border radius to 4 with border type solid, just one. So I think we're almost done here. Let's just update the background, so advanced, and background set it to white over here, and in the border let's set it to 1. And the color from the design, let's put it here with border radius of 4. And let's just add some back shadow. Then let's just lessen it. Then let's update just the spread, the vertical, not that much. Yeah, I think that one is good already. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to delete this, duplicate and duplicate. Now the one that needs updating is the center. Let's update it first before we update the text. Change the background of the price table from the design. Then after that, we're gonna hover to the design of the pricing table. Let's design it. The title will be white now. Sorry about that. Then the features, the same as here. Set this one to white, so no divider as well. In the footer, let's update the buttons here. Let me just check the design here. White with the background, the primary. Same goes here. And let's update the hover. Then the hover will have the primary with transparent background. There we have it. Let's just add 40 margin to the top here. We have it already. Let's continue with the testimonial, what our clients say. Let's use a different icon here in the navigation, because I'm not really sure if it's available in Elementor. So use what we have or what Elementor offers. Let's duplicate this one again, then just delete this, and let's update the text based on the design. And let's add intersection here, and in the left corner let's set the column width to 5, because the reason here is just we need to add here an image the code, or what you call that one. And afterwards, let's go ahead and add a background to the column here. I think we can just use this one. And repeat now and size to cover. Then after that, let's add a new element called testimonial carousel. And let me just put text first, with one first, and the image, let's set the one from the design. Let's leave it as it is first. Let's put the alignment to left, be the same as the design, and the skin, I'll leave everything as is. In the additional options, let's go ahead and set this pagination to none because the design doesn't have it. Then you can just leave everything as is. Let's go to style now. It will be the same as the design. So here, the text color, the design, that's the one. Then same the name, different there, and with the font size of 16. So the title, it's the same as well. And let's go to the navigation, change to primary. So let's just add new item here. Let's edit the column, then let's add a padding top and bottom, 70. Let's change the position to center and size to contain. And there you have it, we're almost done. Continue with our footer here. Let's create a new section here. So just ignore the background. And the padding top and bottom to 70. And let's add the image for the logo here. Then align to left, perfect. And the text, let me just copy over the one from the, and let me double check the color here. It's white, set it white, and 16. Let's add the social medias now. So the ones needed are Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, then Instagram here. And feel free to add links here. And just set it to square for now, and alignment right, alignment left. And in the style, let's put it custom. Then the background is primary, let's set it to transparent. And with the colors, it is white here, the design. The secondary will be white. So you can change the icon of Facebook here if not, that's what we will be able to use. This one, Facebook. Same with LinkedIn. Let's see. Here's the trick. You can also check some icons if you click the all icons here. again, yeah, there it is. Twitter and Instagram is correct. Now we have the first part. Go add a new column here and add one more. And in the design, if you can see, it has the second column is much bigger, so let's put it that way. Let's set this section structure to be that one, and let's just create first the third one, heading 3 with the contact us. Yes. Then color white here, just 25 font size, and let's add icons here, the icon list, and we just need to phone, so let's select the appropriate here, the mobile, and text would be a number here, so let's just put it in. You can also add links here, so say for example it's a telephone link. In here, at logo.com or creatorx, then style, let's make the icon white, same with the text, and let's increase the size of icon. Yeah, I think that would be good. Then the space between, just update this to envelope for the, and let's just copy it and paste. Let's replace it with sign up to our newsletter, capital sign up our newsletter. So same here, let's set this one to, and let's add another form in here. Just need email with no label, just a placeholder saying email address. Then the bottom will just say sign up, and the bottom will be on the left, and we will design it in a bit. Put the bottom first, so the background color is transparent here, or type solid 1 pixel. Then border color here, let's set it to white. Since it's just the same as this one, we can do is just we can copy and paste it here, paste type. That's the trick. And the last part will be, let's put this one, we just duplicate this one, let's just say they're just the same colors, we just remove the rest and just add the copyright here. And this is where Elementor can be utilized, the dynamic. If you go to text editor, then let's just delete. Then if you see here the dynamic tags, you can use it for the date. You can select current date time, and that's the format will be custom, and just remain the year. Y means year, say before, copyright 2021 website.com. So you have it, everyone. Website is now built based on the design here. So what we're gonna do next is we will be going to fix this one, because if you preview our website right now, it doesn't look good when it scrolls. So we're gonna fix that, and we're also gonna check the responsiveness. I'm gonna include that one. Let's continue now to since we already finished the adding of the contents here, so let's add the menu. So first thing, let's add an anchor here for our about us, and let's just put it here, and let's name it about us. The same goes with our services. Let's add another anchor here, let's name it services. The next thing is the FAQ. Let's add anchor here for our FAQ. Then the case studies as well. Case studies, and I think that's just the menu here. And pricing, let's add the pricing as well. Pricing over here. Then the talk to human, let's just give it to be text here. I mean to open an email, and go ahead and open the menu over here. Let's edit it for about us. Let's get it and update the link to about us. Then our services, let's get the anchor services and the FAQ. Let's just populate the menus here. Then case studies. And the pricing, let's update it to have the pricing anchor. And let's update. And when you preview it, so our menu should be working properly now. So it will go down to where our anchor is. Let's add a background when we scroll over here. I have a CSS that's ready here, so let me just paste. What it does is it will just add a background whenever you scroll to our menu. Let's just update it and let's check it in the front end. And there you have it. Next, let's update the responsiveness of the website based on Elementor, and let's continue. So let's check the responsiveness of the website and let's update it. To check the responsiveness and make changes to it in Elementor, all you're gonna do is click the upper left, the responsive mode, just click it. Then you will be able to see menus here. So this one is for the tablet and this one is on mobile. So the mobile first, so let's check. Basically, let's remove this on mobile. To do that, just simply edit the button, then advanced, then responsive, hide on mobile. This is how you are going to hide elements on Elementor on mobile. And after that, let's change the navigation menu color. The toggle button, let's change it to white so that it's visible. Now the first section, it has a lot of margin. So what we're gonna do is we will be going to update it. Just set it from none to 0. And same goes here. Let's just make updates to the margins here. Let's put like just 25 over here. And this one doesn't look good. What we're gonna do is we try to make the columns here to 5, or let's just put 3. Then this one, let's change the margin as well to 25. And the text editor, let's click advanced. Let's change the custom here, the width to that one, then 100%. 100. And let's continue in this area. So we need to display all the images here. So what we're gonna do is we add a size to the spacer. So that way it's very easier. So that one is okay now. And this one, the section, we can leave it as is, visible. Now let's go to here in this area. What we wanna do here is make sure we will be displaying the text first. We will reverse it in the other, so text, image, text, image. So this one is incorrect. Let's right click the section, inner section, advanced, responsiveness. So let's reverse it in mobile. It stays the same. We want to display the text first, then the image. Let's continue. Same goes here. So the section, advanced and responsive, then reverse and mobile. I think this one is, we can put the button to center here, and let's just update the padding here because it's way bigger. And for the FAQ, let's just reduce the margin. So let's set it to 25. In case studies, we can add a margin at the bottom here, so let's not forget the left. Just add the bottom margin to 15. Same goes here, margin, bottom 15, and last one, so 15. Our benefits, we will leave it as is. For the pricing over here, we can leave it as is as well, since it's displaying correctly. Let's just reduce the padding over here from 70 to just 30 top and bottom. It goes here, I think. Padding, it's okay already, so let's leave it as is. Our testimonial, we can remain it as is. Let's just try to reduce the padding top here, just 15. Same goes in the footer, we can leave it as is. So we're done with the mobile. So let's check the tablet, see if we can make any changes there. And I think we need to make changes here. So let's try to edit the navigation and breakpoint. Let's see, we can set it to mobile. It only breaks on mobile, so on tablet you can still see the text. Then let's just reduce the size, it fits. So let's set it to 14, 12, 11, and the horizontal padding, let's reduce it. And here in this area, let's try to make them look good here. What we can do is we can just set it to custom, then yeah, it happens in Elementor. I'll set it to 50, or if not, let's remain this inline, and let's just adjust the spacing here, see if you can do it. Then the padding, let's just set it to 15, so same goes here. And let's try to reduce the padding, the margin to the left, to just 5, and way better now. See, so here it doesn't look good. So in the grid, let's set this to 5 again, and let's reduce the size here, the margin to 25 again. And we can try to update the attachment here. So position, let's put it center. There's a little bit of the image to be shown over here. The background, let's try to change the background here. size cover to contain, it's visible. Same goes here, style, size to contain, and same goes here, size contain. Now with the others, let's just check, and it doesn't look that good here, so update the size of this one to 100. On tablet, let's display just one on each line, and let's update the margin here, so let's just put 30 bottom. Same goes here, so bottom 30, and this one. Our benefits over here, so it doesn't look that good, so I'm trying to do here is make it 100 as well, and this one as well, one column in each line. The pricing, and let's update it to 100 as well, one pricing of one line. So it's your call if, well, how you will be going to display it this way, since it's way better and the footer is okay. And yeah, that should be it. Let's view our website now and the demo, and let's see again the menus. I see. And on mobile, let's try to inspect element, but it's way different if you view it in the actual device. Better have a look at there as well. So yeah, everything is correct, I guess. And yeah, and let's try iPad. And yeah, everything is okay. So thank you for watching once again, and I hope you learned something. This is how you convert PSD or Figma or any other design to Elementor. You just using Elementor and Elementor Pro, then even though you're using any theme. Thank you.